Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showcasing my level 72 Grandmaster Zane build, which no matter what gun you pair with it, you're going to deal some heavy damage. It's an all-round build especially crafted to take on any challenge you face with ease. I'll be letting you know what skills you'll want to spec into, what supporting gear you should grab, and which weapons work best with it. If you enjoyed the video or the build, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, and if you want to support the channel further and haven't already, then that subscribe button is there if you want to press it, and let's crack into it. So this build revolves around making our action skills do all the work when it comes to proccing abilities and anointments that massively boost our damage. We'll be using multi-palleted weapons where we can so we can keep our action skills up and be fitting them with Sentinel Cryo or action skill and splash damage anointments for the most overall damage. Obviously that means we'll be using the drone, and we'll also be using the cannon to activate our action skill start and action skill end anointments. To the skill trees now, and we'll start with the purple tree. To start off here, we put 5 into Man of Focus, which improves our accuracy and handling. We also put 5 into Headman's Hands for a big boost to critical hit damage, and another 5 into Commitment for some gun damage and to help us spam that cannon. We also pick up Fugitive, which is great when paired with Violent Speed and Violent Momentum. 5 into Art of War, which gives us a heavy damage boost to single shot weapons like the Complex Root or Backburner. We max out Eraser for that crazy damage and put the max into Sheer Will, which is another that helps with the cannon spam. Lastly, we round off the tree with some bonus damage while ADSing through our man Flint. To the blue tree, and this one buffs both our DPS and kill skills. We grab Violent Speed and Violent Momentum to increase our damage the faster we move, put 2 into Salvation for that tasty lifesteal, and grab Drone Delivery to make use of grenades, and just the 1 in Cool Hand. Seeing Red allows us to activate our kill skills each time we use an action skill while making them 15% better. Violent Violence boosts our fire rate and is one of many kill skills that can stack twice. Playing Dirty allows us to fire an extra projectile per shot. Good Misfortune is a must-have to keep our drone up and active. And we end with Death Follows Close, which not only makes all our many kill skills better, but also makes them last longer. To the orange tree, and this is where the rest go. We grab 5 in Synchronicity for that little bit of gun damage, 3 in this one for a nice max size boost. Of course we put full stock in Donnybrook, Zane's best kill skill, and grab Duct Tape Mod to avoid that self damage. That means there's nothing in the green tree, but using the barrier with action skill and splash damage anointments will provide more damage overall. There are also a few skill points in this build that you can play around with, so feel free to switch some around and find what works best for you. Onto the gear now, and you can find a save file of this build in the description. We'll start with the main damage bringer, and that's the Revolter, a top tier shield from the Director's Cut that has an increased chance to drop from Sumo. You find around here in Escatan Row. The Revolter grants you 200% bonus shock damage to each of your shots whenever it is depleted. That effect lasts for 15 seconds, and while active will also raise your fire rate, netting you a big old boost to your DPS. Because its effect happens on shield break, you'll want one with an action skill start anointment so you can feel the damage surge all of the time. It doesn't have the largest capacity or smallest recharge delay, so its protection is a little lacking, but you can boost its capacity with a Turtle Augment. If you're after a shield that'll protect you better, consider equipping a Super Soldier, another Director's Cut shield obtained in the Fallen Heroes Vault card. It'll grant you a protective shield while full for 5 seconds, give you some ammo regen, and boost your movement speed and fire rate. For class mods, it's hard to look past the Seeing Dead. It belongs to the Handsome Jackpot DLC, dropping most often from Jackpot in the VIP tower. But Freddy the Trader is a great alternative that you can also find there. The Seeing Dead allows Zane to activate his kill skills simply by shooting things. That's lifesteal, extra projectiles, fire rate, reload speed, and gun damage boosts, and more by doing something as straightforward as holding down the trigger. If that wasn't enough, it also makes them even stronger as well. Ideally you want it to drop with the 5 in Donnybrook for the most possible damage. Another great class mod for this build is the Hustler, dropping from Locomombius and Sapphire's Run in the Psycho Craig DLC. It grants a stacking bonus to critical hits, enabling non-crits to count as crits and boosting their damage by up to 125%, 25% per stack. It's best used on weapons like the Complex Root or Convergence, where you can't control where all their shots land, allowing you to deal a lot more damage than what normally would be possible. It doesn't boost the best skills however, but Brain Freeze is the best out of the three. To artifacts now, and we want the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge with fire rate and mag size rolls. You can get one as part of the main questline throughout the second DLC, Guns, Love and Tentacles. After landing 15 consecutive hits, this artifact will be maxed, gifting us 105% more of that sweet damage. Because we'll be using multi-palleted weapons, we can reach that cap even quicker, and it's an artifact that you just can't go wrong with. If you're looking for something different, you can grab an Icebreaker Victory Rush, which will drop quickest from Azalea around here in Jacob's Estate. It combines nicely with the Hustler and works wonders while mobbing. Another great artifact is the Toboggan, which drops from this chest in Arms Race and will maximize your single shot damage. Lastly, for the grenade we'll be running, and it's not super important considering Zane's pitches don't even make it to the plate, and he needs his drone to do it. In saying that, we will still equip its piss for that boost in damage whenever our drone drops it from their back door, and you'll want one for each action skill and element. Now to weapons, where we can start tearing through those health bars, and as I said in the intro, you can combine just about any gun with this build and still do amazing damage, but there are a few I'd recommend. First up is the Light Show Vladoff pistol, which can come in all elements and belongs to the Bounty of Blood. It has an increased chance to drop from Lazodactyl, who you fight around here in the Obsidian Forest. The Light Show deals incredible damage at a rapid rate, firing 4 pellets in a circle pattern. Generally the circle it cuts is quite big, but because we're spec'd into Man of Focus, that circle will tighten up a lot. Being multi-palleted, it's great at proccing kill skills and ensuring our drone stays active 24/7. Whether mobbing or bossing, this gun is as well-rounded as they come. Another great pistol to have at your side is the Tizzy, a COV weapon belonging to Arms Race. It can come in all elements and has an increased chance to drop from this chest. The Tizzy is a boss dropper first and foremost, firing an insane amount of bullets before it overheats. Thanks to Violent Violence, it fires even faster than normal and will blitz those health bars before they've even rendered. For maximum damage, you'll want the ×3 variant, and it's a must-have pistol whenever a boss needs to know who's boss. For SMGs, you can't go wrong with the Needle Gun, a Cartel event exclusive coming in all elements and dropping from Josie Bite and Franco Firewall. The Needle Gun is a truly wonderful weapon, pretty much a new gun since its return. Pelting your enemies with bullets from its barrel will have them weaken dramatically and receive way more damage. Although its projectiles move slowly, they do home in, and it'll reward you extremely well for focusing your fire. It also refills your magazine for a short while after you fully debuff an enemy. That makes its ×2 variant even more effective, and definitely the go-to for this build. Another SMG that can't be missed is the Crit, an epic rarity weapon dropping from Moxie in Sanctuary. The Crit pairs extremely well with Headman's Hands, as it already boosts critical damage by a phenomenal 150%. That's a lot, that's a ton, and it will disintegrate targets whenever you land just a short barrage. It's comfortably one of the best SMGs in the game and deals insane amounts of damage all over the park. Just make sure you grip up your hands first, because holding this much power can be a little slippery. Another must-have weapon for this build is the Complex Root, another Bounty of Blood gun that drops from Lanny Dixon around here in Bloodsun Canyon. The Complex Root utilizes Eraser like very few guns can. Because of its projectile pattern, which spawns a number of mini explosions, damage is calculated differently, as each impact point has the ability to penetrate targets and then some extreme amounts of damage. It's that in combination with Art of War and Headman's Hands that lets you literally one-shot bosses, and if you want even higher damage numbers, then go ahead and equip a Hustler. For assault rifles, the Monarch provides too much damage to say no to. It comes in all elements and drops quickest from kilovolt around here in Electricity, but only if you're on Mayhem 6 or above. The Monarch spits out bullets like nobody's business, firing 4 projectiles at over 10 rounds a second. Because it's multi-palleted and fires so quickly, your drone is never going away, so you can reap the full 100% bonus cryo damage all of the time. Pulling the bipod out will also multiply its damage by 2-fold and make you extremely slow to move. That's counterintuitive though, as you want to benefit from violent violence and violent momentum, but still a worthy option. If you're looking for a weapon that won't hold you back at all, then try the recently reintroduced O.P.Q system, dropping from Josie Bite and Franco Firewall in the Cartel event. The O.P.Q system is deadly to say the least, firing damaging rounds that rip through health bars. That damage is upscaled with the constant crack of shock rounds that just obliterate shields. It's a fantastic gun while mobbing or bossing, and should never be left out of the mix when you set out on the hunt. Other great choices include the Butcher, Kibe's Worth, Convergence, Flipper, Smog, Kickcharger, the list goes on. If you want to see a weapon peak in Zane's hands, then this build will get you there, and you'll never look weird with whatever gun you bring to the damage party. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and can use my level 72 Grandmaster Zane build to deal some massive damage with a whole different range of weapons. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.